Hello YouTube, Freddie Cardona here. Welcome back to another edition of Driving and the News, special Paterson edition. We're going to do this video here in the city of Paterson on my way to work. As I make a left-hand turn, we're here on the iconic 21st Ave, just crossing 20th Street. I have not said the word iconic in a while, so there it is. I threw it in there for this video. So this is a Driving and the News video. It's not necessarily a Pride in Paterson video, as you can see from the title. But anyway, don't want to talk too much. I want to give you the news to see what's happening. Let's go.
On Black History Month on the Odyssey app or wherever you get your podcast from.
Wednesday News Time 7:15, the wife of Supreme Court Justice Clarence Thomas appeared before the January 6th committee. Conservative activist Jenny Thomas answering questions in person behind closed doors for 4 hours. In the days after the election, she urged the Trump White House to fight back and emailed state lawmakers, asking them to help overturn the election results. She was also at the so-called Stop the Steal rally before things got violent.
The statement said that Jenny Thomas had deep concerns about election irregularities, but that she had also thoroughly condemned the violence on January 6th. And one other thing that Chairman Thompson said, that the wife of Supreme Court Justice Clarence Thomas still believes that the 2020 election was stolen.
Correspondent Jonathan Carl. Wednesday News Time 7:15, officials in Zaporizhia, Ukraine say a Russian strike killed at least 23 people and wounded dozens more. The victims, they say, in a humanitarian convoy that were heading out of Russian-occupied territory. This as Vladimir Putin is expected to deliver a major address at the Kremlin, formally annexing 4 Ukrainian regions. This after referendums held at gunpoint in Russian-occupied areas.
Putin's going to preside over this charade, where he is going to gather together all his lawmakers, and then the leaders of all these areas are going to come inside the hallowed walls of the Kremlin. They'll sign this document. I mean, the mask is well and truly off. There's no longer a pretense of what Russia really is under Vladimir Putin. It is a authoritarian state with imperial ambitions that feels that it can just take the land from other nations. We all expected this. It was predicted, but nonetheless shocking.
Ian Panel reporting from Kiev. The UN Security Council has scheduled a vote today on a resolution to condemn Russia and declare the referenda invalid. A Russian veto to that is expected, and the U.S. and Albania plan to then put the resolution to a vote in the 193-member General Assembly, where Russia can't veto things. The Senate has passed a short-term spending bill that helps avert a partial government shutdown.
The bill funds the federal government through December 16th and gives Congress more time to finish its work setting spending levels for the new fiscal year. With some exceptions, this bill funds operations at current levels. Those exceptions include more than $12 billion to aid Ukraine and a $2 billion block grant for disaster assistance. The Senate passed the bill by a wide margin of 72 to 25. It will next be up to the House to pass the bill before the current fiscal year ends at midnight Eastern Time, Friday.
Correspondent Linda Kenyon. President Biden will be on hand today for Justice Ketanji Brown Jackson's Supreme Court investiture.
A White House official says both the president and vice president will attend the ceremony, underscoring the importance of Jackson's confirmation to the Biden legacy. She's the High Court's first black female justice.
We're going to look back and see this as a moment of real change.
The president had celebrated Jackson's April confirmation on the South Lawn, saying he believed America needed a court that looked like America. The Supreme Court's new term starts Monday. Sagar Magani, Washington.
Well, as if Mets fans didn't have enough reasons to tune into this weekend's series in Atlanta with their division rival, here's another. There's word they're calling up top prospect Francisco Alvarez to play. The 20-year-old righty catcher rated the #1 prospect in all of baseball and will get a chance to have a hand in the Mets' effort to stay ahead of the Braves, who are just one game up on now in the National League East. They were tied just the other day. This is going to be a key series for the Mets. Wednesday News Time 7:19. Top stories next.
Over 10 years ago, we realized how important saving family memories was, and we wanted to help. Legacy Box started from
Just a quick interruption. So it's the commercials right now. So we were on Madison Ave there for a bit, and now we're on Market Street, heading East. I said that right this time. I always say west when I mean east. But yeah, so that's where we are right now, heading east on Market Street, down by the Lakeview Circle.
Process and a prepaid mailing label. Legacy Box has been featured by Good Morning America and the Today Show. Not bad for two kids in the garage. That's true, Nick. And here's the best part. We always wanted to make it affordable to preserve your entire collection. So we're offering 40% off. Go to legacybox.com/value to take advantage of this exclusive offer. That's legacybox.com/value to save 40%. legacybox.com/value.
The relentless pursuit of the stories that matter to you. 1010 wins.
All news, all the time. This is 1010 Wins. You give us 22 minutes, we'll give you the world.
Good morning. 53 degrees, partly cloudy skies at 7:20 on this Friday, September 30th. I'm Lane Pijardi, and here's what's happening. Hurricane Ian leaves a path of destruction and death in Florida as the storm intensifies on its way to landfall again later today in South Carolina. Some of that rain is headed our way this weekend. Food and Drug Administration approves a new drug for Lou Gehrig's disease. The NYPD says it has tracked down the perp who's been sexually assaulting and robbing women jogging in Upper Manhattan. Police officers shot a man suspected of shooting two people in Bed-Stuy, Brooklyn last night. New York will require all new vehicles sold in the Empire State to be zero emission by 2035. No more gas and no more diesel. Sports, the Mets head to Atlanta for a series that will likely determine who wins the National League East. Aaron Judge comes back to the Bronx tonight in his drive to hit home run number 62. 1010 Wins AccuWeather, brisk and chilly to start. Sun stays behind clouds as the day wears on. Cooler this afternoon with a high of just 65. Some rain arrives late tonight, and we'll get more of it tomorrow. Winds News Time 7:21. Traffic and transit. Here's Jody Vale.
And Lane, got a mass transit note here for you for the subways. No NW service between Queensboro Plaza and 57th Street. Southbound Orange running via F from 36th to 63rd Street. And then Q to 57th to 7th Avenue. Last stops northbound N trains will be at either 57th Street or 96th Street. FPNY's responding to a report of smoke at 5th Avenue. That's why there's that. So expect a lane southbound FQ service while they share the track with rerouted trains. No worries, I'll keep you updated on that one. Here's what you need to know about the bridges and tunnels. In at the George, it's about 30 to 45 from 80-95. Outbound, we're looking at about 10 minutes from the Cross Bronx, but now we have a stall on the New York side. Right lane is blocked. 20 to 25 in at the Lincoln. It's about 10 to 15 in at the Holland Tunnel. Traffic, it's sponsored by Optimum Business. Optimum Business is here with 24/7 business customer support. Get closer to your goals so you can go farther with products like secure internet speeds up to 1 gig. Learn more at 866-200-8363 or visit optimum.com/business today. I'm Jody Vale. Next report's at 7:31 on 1010 Wins.
Ian is heading to South Carolina as a Category 1 hurricane, expected to make landfall later this afternoon, but the rain and the wind are already on the coast. Charleston Mayor John Tecklenburg says the city's taken the storm very seriously.
Stay home. Stay out of harm's way, and that's going to be good for everyone.
Meanwhile, in Florida, 11 people are confirmed dead so far, with more than 700 rescued since Ian cut a path of destruction through the state. The southwestern portion particularly hard hit. Damaged bridges and flooded roads are hampering the progress of first responders.
In Orlando, a nursing home evacuated amid the flood. Are you guys okay? Search and rescue teams fanning out. FEMA personnel deployed. The damage in some areas catastrophic. The president speaking on the enormous human toll in Florida and the real fear that the toll could rise dramatically.
This could be the deadliest hurricane in Florida's history.
Morgan Norwood, ABC News, Tampa, Florida.
Later this morning, President Biden will deliver updated remarks on the ongoing federal response.
A recent report found 60% of Florida residents do not have flood insurance, but help is on the way.
I approved the governor's most recent request for the expedited major disaster declaration.
President Biden promising nearly $38,000 for people who don't have enough home insurance and another $38,000 for lost property. But for many, that may not be enough. More than 8,700 people already registering for help with FEMA.
Correspondent Andrea Fuji. Lock it into 10-10 winds for 24-hour coverage of Hurricane Ian's impact ahead of yet another landfall and potentially heavy rain coming our way tomorrow. Winds News Time 724, the Food and Drug Administration approving a much-debated drug for Lou Gehrig's disease. FDA's neurology drug director said the drug provides another important treatment option for ALS, a life-threatening disease that currently has no cure. But CBS medical contributor Dr. David Agus tells us the decision was controversial.
The FDA Advisory Committee on first review said that it should not be approved and turned it down. And the FDA then drew a second advisory committee, which was somewhat surprising. And then that advisory committee looked at the data and reversed its course, voting to recommend the drug, and now the FDA approved it.
Relivrio is the third U.S. approved medicine for ALS, which destroys nerve cells needed for basic functions like walking, talking, and swallowing. Now 20,000 people in the U.S. are living with the disease too.
All right, fellow subscribers, thank you so much for listening to the news with me. And again, I just wanted to let you all know that I appreciate your viewership. I am keeping tabs on this series. I feel this driving in the news series may not be as popular as some of my other playlists, and that's okay. That's what viewership is about. You're gonna watch what interests you. And if I see that the popularity goes down a little bit more, or if it goes down to the point where not a lot of people are viewing these particular videos, I'll probably discontinue it, because I don't want to waste your time. I want to provide content that people want to view. All right, guys, we'll see you on the next video.